Hoi, ik ben Miranda. Ik wil een iets pittige bob hebben. En een ander kleurtje. En het liefst zilverblond.
Oké, Miranda. Wil je turf you en de rest er 2 rondjes draaien alsjeblieft? And you already have a bob. Thank you very much. The hair about 3 centimeters above the ear. That I do because I will make a disconnect because this weight is always in the way. What I will certainly do is I will connect it on the skull bone so I can see the falling, and now you see her hair is ultra thick, so I'll make this into a short strong bob line. I will leave the length at the front as a guide, so that's where I concentrate on. I'll start in the back by taking off some hair. You can hear that it's ultra thick hair because my clipper has to work on it. But I want to get the shape of the skull again into the hairstyle, and I will travel up on the skull bone so I don't make a hard line in her hair. This part will be a disconnect, so this will be ultra short. The most important thing is to connect on the back. Kun je het wel allemaal volgen op zijn Engels?
Mm-hmm.
Goed zo.
Je moet mij niet vragen om Engels mee te praten.
Nee, dat doe ik niet. Als ik begin maar weer te zingen, praat Nederlands met me.
Ja. Dan krijg je bij mij Duits, Engels, Nederlands, alles gaat door elkaar.
Ja, leuk. Heb ik op kappelsbeurs ook wel eens. So I've got myself the first line. I go to the other side. You can already see that it's strongest their skull structures. Maar het is ook heel leuk om een keer een YouTube film van jezelf te hebben. Normaal zie je ook helemaal niet wat we allemaal doen, hè? Bij jezelf.
Nee, dat klopt.
Now I travel up. I'll show you that. I travel up to the front. Part myself front away. Here I have the connection to the back. So that I lay in a rounding. Holding the feeling of the bob on this line, because this is my guide, so I left only a small part of the front to guide myself to the front. There I make the line on. And because we want to take away the weight at the sides, we will make this in a disconnect, so this will come off. Nou, dan dus heb je nou haar echt zwaar. And because it's summertime, it grows back very quick and laying beneath, so the hair will be always in a stunning condition. Here I have the connection to the back, so that I lay in a rounding. Holding the feeling of the bob on this line, because this is my guide, so I left only a small part of the front to guide myself to the front. There I make the line on. And because we want to take away the weight at the sides, we will make this in a disconnect, so this will come off. Nou, dus heb je nou haar echt zwaar. And because it's summertime, it grows back very quick and laying beneath, so the hair will be always in a stunning condition. Mag ik nog een klein stukje draaien? You see that part above her ear is just about 3 centimeters.
En bovenop een kuif laten.
Oké. Oké. Leuk?
Nee.
Waarom niet? Ik heb bijna niet meer dan.
Nee, het is leuk voor de eerste 2 weken, maar als het gauw begint te groeien.
Oh ja, het groeit slecht back. Terug.
Ja.
Talking about the previous hairstyle was you had the sides, both sides short and the hair standing up, but that was very hard. When in 2 weeks the hair is laying down and you don't get into the same hairstyle anymore, so you don't get what you get for 2 weeks, and then yeah, your hair is very tough to get in a style. This will only makes it easier to do, because when I lay the hair on it now, I can go back to the bob that I wanted, because this connects to the back, but now I get a whole lot of weight off, so I have much better fall into the bob. Make also a disconnect, part at the part about 3 centimeters above the ear. With a large comb, I work the hair up and off. This I create in the fall of the eyebrow line. So that's why it always moves in the right direction and it grows back very nice. Using my clipper as a comb. I have a little bit of cold, so my voice sometimes is a little bit away. Clean and contour on the sharpest position. Make a nice connection to the short parts. Okay, now we're coming to the part where I created the bob. My line in is around here. So I start on the same line. Just taking off some hairs in the line of falling. Watching at my guide. And my guide is laying there because she wants to hold the longest length. So I travel till I get to that point. I mostly do this on dry hair because then I can see better where the hair is going to. Now lifting the hair up and create some more softness on the center of the skull. And the nice thing about working with a clipper is that you can work very straight on the line of falling. Be aware that you don't go deep in with the clipper because then you take away hair that you don't want to take away. Lay a new layer on it. Just in the natural fall. Let the skull bone be your guide. Just creating a perfect bob. Heel verstandig. Just sculpting the bob with my clipper. Control it afterwards with the scissor. But creating a wonderful A-line bob. Just sculpting the bob in a nice rounding so the fall of the bob will go to the front. And using the skull bone as a guide always, because then I have the best fall and it stays for a long time as a wonderful bob and it grows back very nice. Minor corrections to the connection of both lines. Now go to the other side and do the same. There again in the natural fall. Start taking off hair on the back, holding the length at the front as long as possible, and lay the hair in a wonderful roundings of a skull bone. So afterwards this will be an ultra soft connection of both lines. I will thin it out also a bit because she has a lot of hair. Take the upper line on it. Now you can see how wonderful the shape of this bob is. And it's a dry cut, so you can see all the lines that are in the hair. All the movements of the hair you can spot. The sound of the clipper is because the hairs roll between the blades. And that's why, because she has thick hair. So now I only have to correct the line. Now wet hair. Just lay it in natural fall. And only correct the small parts that are sticking out. Not more than that, because then I create a new shape on the bob and I don't want that to happen. Just the parts that are bended in the other way, that I take off with a small point cut technique. Stay long at the front and holding all the hair in the line of the skull bone, so in the cave of the skull. We hebben een ritme, de droogtrommel. Of de wasmachine, centrifugeert nu.
Zal ik zien, dan wacht ik tikken zo.
Nee, doen we niet.
Wat
wel eens met een ding, met een, hoe heet het, met een snoertje van de thermische schaar. You see how wonderful the lines are when you do it with a clipper and in the natural fall. They fall wonderful in the perfect lines. And of course I do this on both sides. This part is a lot thinner than that part, so I have to thin this out a lot more. Again, part the hair, go back on the bob I created, and only take off minor parts that are not laying in line, and pulling the hair on the skull bone line. So to the back, because it works out the other way. When you work to the back, it will have a better fall to the front. Again, lay the hair on the roundings, start on the center line, work to the front. You see there are just minor parts coming off. And the last part. I will make a total bleach on conditioner base, so I have the best result and the best hair afterwards. Well, that I'll show you when we're ready with the cut. Looking from behind over the center of the skull, and watch if the A is a wonderful A, and it is. So now I just have to thin out some parts and then we're ready to color. Weten the hair a bit, and now I took myself a thinning scissor, and this thinning scissor I will create some softness into the line. So I take it up in the line, put my thinning scissor in, and in the line of the bob I thin it out till I get about 3 centimeters on the end. The most important thing is the first 2, and stay away a centimeter from the foam line, because that's the thinnest part, because there ends the hair. And the nice thing about this kind of scissors is that they don't give a line into your hairstyle. It always stays ultra soft. Again, take it in a natural fall. Go in with my thinning scissor, holding the open blades at the top, work in the line of the bob and go out. Do this only one time, because that's enough. And leaving the front out of it. So this part, about 2 centimeters, 1.5, I leave out. So now I get nice thin hair. Same I do on the back. Lay it to the side, go in the opposite line of the bob, and do this on both sides. It's the same line I created on this line in the disconnect. On the upper hair, I stay away a centimeter of the natural part line. And now I created also a lot of movement into hair. Lay the upper hair on it. And do this on both sides. I told you before is that this side is thinner than that side. So I make a balance into a hairstyle. It's not for the back, because the back is always thicker and I want to create a soft line into the longer line. So that's why I pull it to the other side, lay it in the opposite lines and work it out till I get on the end. Just watch if my line is soft. Then the part behind the ear is always the thickest part. There I go in, clean my shear in between, holding the open blades at the top, and take just away there some hair. Because the front is similar to the other side, I only take the part above the ear. I'll show you that. This part, that's the only part I take. This is very good at thickness, so that I leave. 2-3 part cutting, you take this off. Now we only have to connect the front to each other. That I can do by taking the hair up. I also can do it on the front. Mom.
Yeah.
Taking it to the center and just take away the dry ends, because we want to keep it in the most longest length. Then hold it to the side on the line of the bob and connect them to the parts I cut it on the side. And of course I do this on both sides. Die vallen precies hier op je boblijn.
Ja.
Dus een goede bob hoort dat gewoon te doen. So when you create a good bob and you lay the hair to the back and you put it up, it has to stay in the line. It's just thinning out hairs that's sticking out, but it has to stay in the line of cutting, so yeah, then you have cut a good bob. Now it's time to make some color, but I'll tell you when I put it on. I made the color, and what I put into the color is a condition of Lakme, and it's a violet color. This I mostly do about an eating spoon of product, and this makes the bleach ultra creamy, and it takes away the smell of the bleach, and it helps me to get into the lighter shades. Stay away about a centimeter of the connection of the skin. That I do afterwards, but start on top, working my bleach in. And the nice thing is, when you put a conditioner in, you don't have the smell of the bleach, because it don't irritate your eyes anymore. So put on all the bleach. On my carton wicks on the contour line, this to prevent the plastic foil and the overheating of the plastic foil on the skin. Still I don't smell anything of the bleach. I laid it open so I can get some air into the hair, and the process makes it easier. Close my plastic foil, control it in 15 minutes, and tell you afterwards how long it took to come to platinum blonde. And the base color is an ashy color, so we have to see what does that. Now I've got all the product on her hair. You see already that the cold tones are getting in shade, because the yellow tones are getting out. Just 50 minutes, then rinse it out and going to style her hair. Okay, we're back, and now all the products are out of the hair. So going to blow dry. Smoother of Lanza. Not only because it smells delicious, it gives also a moist back to the hair, but it's ultra wet. Start blow drying with a medium large brush, starting on the back and work my way to the front. En een goudvis.
Dat is geen huisdier.
Dat is mijn huisdier.
Nee,
Mijn
dat is
huisdier.
geen huisdier, een goudvis.
Wel waar?
Dat is een accessoire.
Ah, nee, ja.
Maar ja, de goudvis.
Leuk.
Ja, wat is leuk.
Rustgevend. Talk about my pet, it's a goldfish. I love my goldfish. It's 18 years old.
Heeft hij een kanaal?
Goldfish. The name is Goldfish. And you can touch a goldfish by wrapping your hands around the cone where you're sitting in, because he can feel it. Or she, I don't know what it is.
je best wel benieuwd.
Dat in zo'n haartje zat dan net. Die hoort dan hier weer te liggen en die ligt dan net naar achteren, maar dat maakt niks uit. Ook dit ruimer een klein stukje.
Welke kant?
Maakt niet uit. Zeg.
Gewoon helemaal rondje weer.
Ja. Maar hij is super mooi is die.
Hij voelt ook heel...
Kom naar buiten.